Hi everyone, welcome to another video. So this is going to be my first time filming since I got back home, and I have been spending most of my day doing absolutely nothing because my mobility is still pretty limited. So anyways, I got a couple of things arrived in the mail while I was gone, particularly a lot of stuff from like the lash day thing that happened. Now my lash lift is almost gone, so I won't really be able to show those off. These came in, but I mostly got them to look at. I don't think I'm gonna use them. They're really cute and I don't want to disturb them. But what I thought would actually be more fun to play around with is the Pixi Hello Kitty collection. I briefly mentioned it before I left. I also got my Ulta order of the VDL, I guess, is leaving Ulta. Everything that's there is half off, so get on it if you want. So I'm gonna start off with this VDL Moisturizing Primer. I've definitely said multiple times now that I'm on the hunt for like the perfect hydrating primer that I can wear underneath my fuller coverage foundations. This was $16 instead of $32. It feels like water, like it comes out very runny. It feels pretty lightweight, honestly. I'm not sure how like super moisturizing this is. It went onto my skin like water is what it felt like, so I don't know if I would consider this super moisturizing. I used the JACLYN Hydrating Under Eye Primer as usual. Yeah, now that it's been a couple seconds, it feels like the primer just sank right in, but like it didn't leave my skin feeling particularly better. I didn't feel like, I don't really feel like this did anything. Maybe I'll put on more. I remember trying their Lumi Layer primer a couple years back and I didn't really like it, so I sold it. My skin's doing pretty okay. It was a lot worse when I was in Atlanta, but it's healed up since then. Yeah, it just sinks in and then it like leaves nothing behind. It feels like a perfect lightweight primer for like oilier skin. Ironically weird. I forgot to wet my sponge, but I do have a sponge that is not fully yet dry. The Real Technique sponge that I bought while I was in Atlanta. So I'm gonna use it with my HERA Glow Lasting Foundation. This foundation definitely can work well even if my skin is not super hydrated. So I'm just gonna use this today. It is still a favorite of mine. As usual, I don't ever really put too much on my forehead. It just feels really pointless. And just like that, skin looks so much better now. My goodness. So I wanted to try something that I got. So with those Physician Formula thing, just to meet the free shipping threshold, I did get this NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. A lot of people have been talking about it. So here's what it looks like. It actually has a little pump. People have been talking about it and a lot of people have been using it. So I thought I would give it a try. And I'm just gonna dab it on with my finger. I think I pumped out too much, and then I pick up the rest on my sponge and I'm just gonna use it where I think I need a little more coverage. Now, I don't generally use liquid concealers. I've definitely made that known. I really only threw this in the cart because I needed to hit free shipping and I've been somewhat curious about this. So yeah, to me it's just not enough coverage to cover the darkness. It definitely does look really nice though. I'm just high maintenance like that. So I'm still gonna go in with my personal preferred concealer here. And now I have my beloved Clinique concealer brush back home. I still cannot believe I forgot it. That just feels like so dumb. I'm gonna use my Kogendo Moisture Powder. I don't know what happened to it on the way back, but there was like some powder that just like flew up and over when I opened it. And then I'm gonna take the Pat McGrath Blurring Under Eye Powder, because I really do need to use this more often. I'm gonna pop this under my eyes, because like it does look really nice. If you hear crinkling, my cats are just playing under the desk. I have a roll of tracing paper that fell over and the cats like to play with it, and you know, if you've ever seen tracing paper, it crinkles a lot, so you'll just have to excuse the noise. Everything is on, so I'm gonna do my eyebrows now, and I'm just going back to using my Morphe micro brow pencil because I'm just trying to use it up. I do need to put the tracing paper back up. It must have fallen. I think it fell while I was gone, so. I'm trying to remember to keep my left eyebrow lower than my right eyebrow so that in the end they even out to look balanced. And my NYX brow pen, definitely happy to be using it again. Okay, so the brows are on, so I am going to put on a little bit of eyeshadow primer. I've already used this Pixi collection once and it was okay. I think eye primer definitely helps. This is like my first time using anything from Pixi. I'm not usually one to follow what Pixi is doing because very little of what they do interests me. This is the Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer, by the way. I didn't mention that earlier. Definitely a new favorite. I kind of want to, I've already used the eyeshadow palette once. It's fine. I want to see how this operates as an eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna use this today. Well, I think I might use a mix of both because this doesn't go very deep. So I'm gonna start off with this shade up here. And this is just gonna be a first for me because I've not actually used this glow palette yet. I feel like this will create a really cute look. Now, I don't mind using only shimmers to make a makeup look. It like doesn't bother me. You know, it's not like I have a crease to run these through, and it's not like I have a crease where these can crease. I haven't even swatched this cheek glow palette yet, but the shade I'm using right now, it definitely would make for a good highlighter shade. Okay, and I really want to use this shade here. I'm using a Hakuhodo B004G. I bought this a while back, but I hadn't actually used it yet. I always feel like I don't want to use my natural hair brushes because I feel like I'm gonna ruin them. I don't know why I have that mentality considering I spend my money on them. This is such a nice feeling brush. Yeah, I feel these actually are pulling much lighter on my eyelid than they look in the pan. So now that I think about it, this would actually make for a really great highlighter blush topper palette. So I will switch to the eyeshadow palette after this. Yeah, like super subtle, barely shows up. So I'm gonna close this and I'll actually use this on my cheeks, and I'm gonna switch gears to the eyeshadow palette. I've already used a couple of these shades, but I know personally what I really want to dig into is this middle shade. This is one of the shades I haven't used yet, and I'm trying to like not disturb the Hello Kitty imprint. I don't know. I'm gonna put this all along the lower part of my eyelid to make a vertical gradient. Yeah, there we go. That's a lot more intense. I think the quality is fine. Like, it's not anything worth writing home about, but it's not like awful either. They're the kinds of metallics that you can definitely work with and blend. So like the fact that the eyeshadow palette doesn't have a single matte in it actually is fine because it's the kind of metallic that is very easy to work with. Yeah, you can see that added a little bit of depth. So I'm gonna put this on the lower lash line too. It's definitely not gonna like win any awards for like uniqueness or colorfulness or anything, but it actually surprised me. I do quite like it. Yeah, it creates a super soft look. And then I am gonna use this darker shade here. I have already used this shade once, and this shade is honestly pretty nice too. You can see this shade is substantially darker than the other shades I put down. And then I just kind of pull it out a little bit to lengthen my eyes. It's like a super simple look, like it's nothing to write home about. Alright, and now I'm gonna take this shade over here and I'm gonna make sure my inner corner is nice and bright. Very simple and very pretty. Yeah, like I said, there's really not much to this collection. It's not super groundbreaking or anything, but there is like a really pretty just simplicity to it that I can appreciate. So I'm going to curl my lashes and just put on some mascara today, and we're just gonna call that a day. I know my lash lift isn't like super great, but this isn't really a false lash look, and I don't feel like putting on false lashes right now. I don't know why, but the lashes on my right eye got really tangled all of a sudden. I really want to try using this LANCOME one that I did finally get my lash idol back in my life because LANCOME had buy one get one free on mascaras, but I know I have a bunch that are still open, but mascaras are fun, okay? And so I really want to try the LANCOME Hypnose Drama. This is not the waterproof kind, it's just the normal kind. I feel like I just have better luck with LANCOME mascaras. I don't know, and like I tried the NARS Climax Extreme while I was out, and you'll see a video on that, and I felt like it was just too wet. Maybe it didn't really work. So this is the one that kind of has like the funny wand. I don't ever like review a mascara the first time I use it because oftentimes I find that if I hate it at first, I like it better once it's older. I never write off a mascara after using it once. I just am in a mood to use a different mascara today. I like this one a lot. Just from using it once, I currently am having a very positive impression of it. The wand is a little bit funny and it's not looking the greatest on my lower lashes. It's not like super lower lash friendly, I think just because of the wand shape, but yeah, I don't know, it looks really good. I feel like I just generally have good luck with Lancome mascaras. I've not yet met a Lancome mascara I didn't like. Before Lash Idol came out, I used Monsieur Big. I still do like Monsieur Big, mind you. I just feel like Lash Idol is just a strict upgrade of it. This mascara feels it feels like it gives supermodel lashes. Kind of gives off that impression to me. To make my lower lashes a little bit better looking, I'm gonna take the Benefit Roller Lash. The wand for this is just like perfect for lower lashes, and I'm just gonna go over it again. There we go. So now my lower lashes are actually visible. They don't look like super long, but again, my lash lift is kind of on the tail end of its life, so that's to be expected. I'm going to now show the Pixi Hello Kitty Endless Silky Eye Pen. It is in the shade London Fog. So it's kind of like an exclusive shade to this collection, and I'm just gonna use this to draw my wings. This is not matte, this is a metallic finish eyeliner, but it's such a pretty gray. And I'm just drawing in the tails. I'm not drawing in the whole eyeliner. That's honestly, for the past several months, is really just how I do my eyeliner 99% of the time. Because when you have monolids, it doesn't even show. And then I'm gonna pop it on the inner corner as well. This is a really nice eyeliner, I will say. It's a very unique shade. And I'm gonna take an eyebrow brush, and I'm just gonna kind of touch up this eye, because wow, I messed up this eye really big time. So that's the eyes. Very simple, as you can see. Nothing crazy. It's not super traditional to what I usually do. It is still very different just because of the eyeshadow palette itself being pretty unique, honestly. But yeah, I like it. Okay, so I am going to use some blush. I just got this blush in on the mail, and it is the Etude House Year of the Tiger blush, and I just love how this looks, and I think this will be the perfect tone today. This is also a fairly unique shade I don't have, so it was good for me to add to my collection anyways because I don't have it. Now the other one, the orangier one, I definitely have somewhere, but this one is much more unique, so I'm just gonna use this widely on my cheeks. I don't know why, but when Sebastian farts, Sebastian farts, first of all, a lot. He farts a lot, and when he does, oh, it is the worst. It smells just like excrement, but worse. Like it smells so. And now I've smelled some pretty nasty smelling poo from cats and kittens in my day, usually because they are infected with or infested with something. So I've smelled bad, and he just is noxious, but you know, there's nothing wrong with it. Some kittens, it just seems, just have really sensitive guts, and so their poop just always smells awful, and some cats just fart, I guess. Oh, he can clear a room, and he just farted right next to me as he walked by, and so now I'm just sitting here filming, and my nose is just being assaulted. As you can see, it builds up extremely lightly to the point where it still really doesn't show up super obviously on my skin tone, but you can still see it. It's really pretty. It's not entirely matte either, so it kind of still gives a bit of a glow to my skin, and I really, it's really hard to over apply this. I use the Sonia G face toothbrush. I'm very blessed that my cats don't go after my natural hair brushes. This is the Kaleidos Warm and Medium palette. Now, light and cool obviously would have been the far better shade for me, but I don't have that, and I can't complain. I can't really complain. You know, it's sold out and stuff. I don't really use this shade here. It's just too dark. I do this shade still. I can make it work. And then I just use it on the outer part of my face. This was sent to me by someone who got the whole thing in PR and didn't need all of them. So many thanks to her. Yeah, I could totally see myself hitting pan on the middle shade with the other two shades being completely untouched. Like, that's what's gonna happen if I ever pan this. I don't know if this is discontinued or if it'll ever come back. If it did ever come back, I'd probably get the light and cool one because I love the formula on this a lot. I didn't get it when it initially came out, really just because I only have, it's not like I received Kaleidos PR. That would be a dream come true. But in the meantime, I don't have the budget to buy everything Kaleidos releases. Okay, so I kept the entire face light, as you can see. Actually, my makeup looks really nice. I'm going to now go back in and the glow powders. So this is the Pixi glow powder, Hello Glowy powder in Sweet Glow. Yeah, I don't really understand how I'm supposed to use these, but here's what it looks like. It has an adorable Hello Kitty imprint. So I'm going to take a very small brush, and I'm going to use this as a blush topper. It just feels really metallic, like it feels like a very metallic highlighter, and I don't mind metallic highlighters, but I feel like those just look so fake on the skin. You know how there's some highlighters like the Clio one that, yes, they're metallic, obviously they're shiny, but they don't feel like I'm just putting a metallic eyeshadow on my cheek. It still feels different. This feels like just metallic. I don't know how best to explain it, but yeah, you can see I'm putting it on there. It is a nice blush topper, not gonna lie. I guess the way for me to say is that I like when my highlighters still have a little bit of translucency to them, so it doesn't completely cover up my skin. I guess that's the best way for me to explain it. I mean, it's still nice though. This shade Sweet Glow I could see myself using pretty often because it's a cool pink and I don't really have that in my collection. But the darker shade called Friendly Blush, it is so metallic I could not use this as a blush because it would just make my whole cheek look like eyeshadow, and it's too dark really to use as a blush topper, so this definitely is going to be more of like a meh for me. I'm gonna dig into a highlighter to use on my nose, so I'm gonna use Flexitarian from ColourPop, a shade I should use more often. I went through a phase where I thought I really liked ColourPop Super Shock blushes, and it turns out I don't. So I have since parted ways with almost all of them except for the ones I kept for collector's purposes, but I have come to realize I really like the Super Shock shadows and highlighters, so now I'm like going back and building up those again. A lot of effort for what ends up looking really minimal, but I like it. I'm gonna use Morphe Backseat Love just because it's the first thing I grabbed, and I'm going to line my lip. Now I need to sharpen this. I think this will work. I'm gonna use the YSL Water Stain in 617. It looks like this right here. There are two very specific shades of this that I still have on my loves list, but they have been out of stock for God knows how long. I feel like between that and the Dior lip oils, I don't know if they'll ever come back, but if they do, I will buy them in a heartbeat. Full price even, because I want them so bad. You can see this is just a My Lips With Better shade with a coolness to it. I cannot overstate how much I love this YSL water stain formula. I'm so glad I finally got around to trying it. And the formula itself, honestly, I feel like I have seen this before with Korean formulas, but the applicator is on another level. This is one of the best applicators I've ever used for a liquid lipstick, period. This is just a god tier applicator. I feel like that just makes it worth it. Love this. I know YSL is super expensive, so I feel bad sometimes for using them on camera, but like, I spent my money on it, so like I should be able to use it as much as I want, get my money's worth, so too bad. My hair is a mess because I've been sleeping funny, because I can't really sleep the way I like to because of my surgical incisions, but so just ignore that. But here is the finished look. Very simple. It almost kind of makes my eyes look a little bit more downturned and puppy-like just because of the angles of the eyeshadow. Kind of makes my eyes look more downturned, like cute anime girl vibes, I guess. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup look. I know it's not super anything special, but I just am trying to get back into the swing of filming things at home, get back into a rhythm. Not that I really have one right now because I literally do nothing, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know, super random, not super exciting, but I guess I can title this like daily makeup. Get more views. See you in the next video. Bye bye.